Hey friends! Welcome to a different view of the craft room today. I was doing a little bit of organization and working through my baskets, and I thought I'll bring you along. We can talk about storage and baskets and stuff and all of the things I'm hoarding out of your sight. So you get the cute part and the not so cute part, but just focus over here. So I had actually just stolen a shelf from another bookcase so that I could put more baskets on it. But as you can see, there's no way that this basket is gonna fit on that shelf. So I do have a jig that lets me drill more holes in my bookcases, but I don't wanna do that today. So we're just gonna run with this until it makes me crazy, and then I'll do the holes. But I thought for that skinny shelf, I've got these blocks that do not even fit in my baskets. So I think we're gonna stick them on that skinny shelf for now so I can still see them. But they won't be in the way, huh? Ta-da! So magical. That'll actually be a good shelf for those. So I try to keep all of the bits and pieces in their baskets, but those quilt blocks are so big, they don't fit in their basket. Kind of like this one. This is the Sienna Burst. I'm actually going to be working on a tutorial for this one today. So you're gonna see this outfit again, but I thought I'd get organized before I started working on it. But these blocks, I don't like that they crinkle in the basket. So kind of stuff like that I'll leave out so they're not getting so wadded up. But there's the basket for that one. So I like that they can at least still be out, but they're not wadded. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna be doing this one in just a little bit, so I'm not gonna go into that one, but let's go through other storage and stuff. So I love these baskets. They're nice and deep. So for those patterns that have a lot of pieces and a lot of yardage that I'm trying to keep sorted for them, I love that they're nice and deep to keep all of those pieces in there. But I also love how sturdy they are. So all of my buckets are from Walmart actually. So I'm one of those ladies that goes to the store and like walks out with a cart full of plastic buckets. You ever seen that? Well, that's me regularly. I feel like I walk into Walmart and they're like, oh, there's the bucket lady. She's gonna clean us out again. So it's kind of fun. There's that Starburst. So now that I have an extra shelf, I was gonna bring this one over. This one is, that's upside down. This one is called Hubba Hubba. I've made this one before, and I loved it a lot. But I found this fabric on clearance, and so I kind of did the fussy cut and cut out these little medallions, and I thought this would be the perfect pattern for it. So this one I actually started a long time ago, and I just need to finish it. But I think the conclusion I came to is that I don't like the other squares I have with it. So here is the fabric. And so I'm just cutting out each of those medallions. And it's turning out really cute. I love the pink. And so in that clearance section, I love that it's kind of like the Scandinavian style. I really like that. I think that's a very cute style. But these ones came with that fabric, like it's part of the same line. I'm just not sure I love them in this context. So I think that's been my hiccup for this one, because it's so cute, but I'm just not loving it together. I don't know. So this one has been stuck over in the closet bookcase. I have a lot of bookcases. Also Walmart, they're $35 bookcases. They have served me very well. So I was a little worried at first because they were so cheap. I really like IKEA. I love IKEA. We don't have one really close to us. It's about 2.5 hours away, so I don't get there often. But I love IKEA bookcases, and I was really worried that these cheap ones would not serve me well, but they have. They have done very well, and I'm very pleased. But I got this out of the banished closet bookcase. And so I'm hoping if I bring it out, then I'll be more motivated to work on it and get it done and figure out why I'm not loving it, you know? So there it goes on the shelf. This is like leftover bits. This is my basket of bits. Like extra half square triangles are in here. Let's see. Those were cut for a specific pattern. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if I have specific pieces, they go in here. There's some gingham quilt left over. Excuse me. So that's like, I don't know, finished pieces that ended up not being necessary. So that can go on the bottom. Let's see. This is, oh, I have no pattern for this one. This is a checker quilt for my daughter. She likes neutrals. So we've got some checker quilt. It's actually the same for this gingham. You can't see it. But for the gingham quilt we did, it's the same fabric. It's just the white and the dark. And so we're doing some checkers. Lots of strip piecing on that one. So that's coming together slowly but surely. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, this one. So cute, Star Drops. This is by Modernly Morgan. I like her patterns a lot too. I don't think we've done one of them together actually. This is one that I have had to walk away from, and it has probably been in this basket, I want to say like 2 years now, and I just cannot bring myself to work on it. So I don't know. Again, it's very cute. I'm not 100% sure what the reasoning is why we're like in a stalemate right now. But there it sits. So hopefully with my new goal of trying to work through old projects, it'll get done. I would really hate to see it go into the pile of quilts I know I won't finish, because then I just put all the fabric away and we call it a wash, you know? Because it is cute, but I just cannot bring myself to do it. So well, we'll see. Let's see, what do we have in this one? Oh, sparrows. This is a basket full of sparrows. So there's all my squares, but then there's all my pieces and extra yardage and stuff for that one. So that one we've seen. We're familiar with that one. Oh, this one. This is a new pattern I just got. A ginormous star. I think that middle square right here is 16 inches. So if the middle is 16 inches, then you know it's going to be solid. So I had picked fabrics for it, but the light blue that I had picked for it, I didn't have enough of in my personal stash, and I couldn't find it anymore. And so now here this sits in the basket. I was gonna do a Christmassy quilt. This is by Rifle Paper Company. I love Rifle Paper Company. It is such a cute pattern. I love it so much, and I wanted to use it and make like a Christmas star. But like I said, I couldn't find the light blue. This one. I've got at least a yard of it, but I need 3 yards of it. And I can't find it. It's old fabric and it doesn't exist anymore, which breaks my heart. So that one will sit. I haven't even like started it. It's literally just, I picked the fabric and now it sits in this basket. So that one will probably just get put away because I haven't done anything on it anyways, but I'd really like to make it. It's really pretty. Oh, this one we worked on not too long ago. It's the blockheads. See that one? I have a confession to make. I think when I first started this block, I was really excited for it. And then I got put away, and then I pulled it out again, and I wasn't as excited for it. So I was hoping that adding a new, because it was this one, this was the beginning. So I was hoping by adding a new block to the top that it would like change my mind, and it didn't. So this is on the cusp of call it a wash and start over. So there's my confession. You've heard it. Let's see, what else do we have here? We've got, oh, this one. Okay, this is really funny. Nightingale by Lo and Behold Stitchery. Such a cute quilt, right? I was so proud of myself because I branched out and I bought these wovens. They're Fableism wovens. They're so pretty. I love the little X's in them. And I mean, look at that. Look at all those beautiful colors that I have of these wovens. Lots of purples in there. I think doing those purple Agnes quilts really branched me out to not be afraid of purple, which is kind of cool. But this is honestly like how I unwrapped it from its pack, and I just plopped it right in this basket. I think I have cut what I need out of the orange and what I need out of this dark red, and that's all the cutting I've done, because I tried to iron them and they like immediately curled, and I was like, oh no. So I thought I was brave enough for the wovens, but apparently I'm not. I don't know if that one's leaving the basket either. You know what? Now that we go through this, I'm thinking, oh, am I ever going to work on anything in the basket? All of these I'm afraid of. Okay. Folk Blooms. I love this one. The flowers are out because I was trying to get motivated to work on it. So this is like the Sparrows quilt, where it turns out so cute and I love it. But all of the pieces, yes, those are two different pieces. They are not the same. And that is also a different piece. I find that all of the pieces are intimidating, and I know that if I sit there and organize them all out, which I can, it has to stay on my table, and I cannot like deviate or work on anything else. I have to work on those because they're so particular. Does that make sense? So I'm in the middle of Star Pop, and I think my goal is to finish Star Pop before I pull out Folk Blooms, because I need to do a new tutorial on this one. I did one a long time ago, and so I feel like I'm just redoing old videos now just because, okay, messing with all this fabric has got fuzzies in my nose. But I have been motivated to do old videos again because I know that I can do better, and I'm a little bit more confident now. I'm not so worried about being awkward because I am awkward. There's no hiding that. So we gotta whip that out so I can do a new tutorial for that one. So the colors that I have are, there's a burnt or like a rusty orange, I have tan, I have pink, and then I have yellow, but I made it look like a sunflower. So it's definitely a more fall feeling quilt, but maybe if I work on it now, it'll be done for fall. I mean, who knows? Okay, so buckets, as you can see, I have many of them. I love Rainbow Order, it makes me very happy. These clear buckets are actually refrigerator buckets. Let's see. Sorry, that's an awkward height. I'm too tall for this. So they're refrigerator storage bins, also Walmart. This is the small one. It is 12 by 6 by 4. So this is a great size bucket for rolling up yards, okay? And you know what? I'll actually show you how I roll them up in here too to make them fit. So this is the small one. I really prefer the big ones. But again, that's one of those things, like I go into our Walmart and if they have the buckets, I take them all. I don't leave any. Let's grab a big one. here's a big one. It's just got some low volume in it. Ooh, stay there. So this one's 12 by 8 by 4. That's only 2 inches difference. Holy cow. It's like a mansion in there. So I really love these buckets, mostly because they're see-through, but they have this little lip here, so you can pull them off the shelf easy. I've got my buckets packed in there pretty tight, like especially on this shelf right here. I mean, there's not much gap between the top of that bucket and the wood. And I like that because then I can fit more stuff in there. But I like that it has the lip because I don't have to stick my fingers on top of the bucket to get it out. I can just pull on it. So, refrigerator buckets, refrigerator storage. Kind of cool, huh? Let's see. So this is excessive fabric. So my kind of rule of thumb to put it in the buckets is it needs to be a yard. Usually if I go into a quilt shop or somewhere and I like it, I'll buy a yard of it. So that's kind of my increments for the buckets. But if I have more than a yard, then it comes down here. That's mine actually. So that's most of my low volume or my neutrals that I typically use for backgrounds. I usually buy those in 3-yard increments if I find one that I like. But this is just all extra yardage. And it's actually really cute and I need to use it. Usually I just look up here, but I need to start looking down here more. Ooh, a ruler. Ooh, yay. A ruler. What Christmas tags? Yay. Oh my gosh. I am on the cusp of hoarding. This is getting bad. So anyways, I'm not going to go through all of those fabrics because I don't know if that would be very exciting, but those are my hoards. I'll show you how I roll up my fabric though to fit in these buckets. Let's pause this view and I'm going to bump you back up on the table. Here we go. Oh, hello again. Now you can see that I just threw that up there. So let's go through how we fold yardage. So I typically do the cute ones in the front and then extras in the back, even though they're all cute. But I try to put smaller cuts in the front because if I fit this big mamma jamma up there, it like swallows the whole front. So I get to see more if I do the smaller ones. It really isn't a cuteness thing. I know for sure that this one's a yard. So let's fold this. In my mess of a table already, let's make a bigger mess. Okay. This is that same one that I wanted to use for that Christmas star, but didn't have enough of. So I actually fold your fabric the same way for orders. So I do half. I bring the folded side over to the selvage edge. Get out of here. And then the selvage edge back to the folded. Okay, so we kind of get the fourths. So if I'm packaging your order of a yard, then we go length and length, and we have your cutely, perfectly folded fabric for the order. But for my buckets, I know that the depth is 4 inches. So if I have a big piece like this one, I'll do a little less than 4 inches because obviously it'll bulk up the more we go. And it's just that. And it's just a little, tight little roll there. Tight little tootsie roll. And then that's that. That's how I do those ones. So it just depends on the size of the, you know, what I've got left. Oh, this one's so cute. This is also Rifle Paper Company. So cute. But this one is obviously much smaller. So I'll just adjust accordingly. I could get 4 inches out of that one, you know. Does that make sense? So that's how I fold them, and they seem to fit pretty well in these buckets. I can get a lot of fabric in these buckets. I cannot fit two this way. So if you have extra, then it just gets to lay that way in the bag. But if you fill a bucket, then just buy another bucket. This is clearly a lack of storage problem, not an excess of fabric problem. Clearly, that's what I'm saying. If you fill a bucket, then you get yourself another bucket. I think this continues to change because I just keep adding buckets to it. So then I've got all of my buckets of scraps up there. That's not very exciting because they're literally just scraps, but there is a random little look at my shelves back here for today. We'll see when I reorganize and change them because it happens quite often. Which is really funny because I find that some aspects of my life, I am an absolute slob. But when it comes to this part, it's like it has to be in order. So that's kind of funny. And even so, once it leaves the bucket, it's a disaster. It's a construction site over here. I think here's my it's really funny how it can go from this and I have to have it this way, and then it goes to this. These are the scrappy hearts. Here's a yellow, here's an orange. I'm almost done with them. I'm very excited. But this is definitely a different video today, a little bit longer than usual, but I just thought I would walk you through my projects and my buckets that I love. If you want more information on the buckets, I love them a lot. I mean, obviously there's one. They are just so handy for storing projects, regardless of how much fabric I have for them. And I enjoyed that a lot. So maybe another time we'll look at that side of the room. You've seen the top part with all the bolts because of our BYOB giveaway that we did a little while ago. So most of you have seen the top. But we're actually filling up the bottom now, which is really exciting. But that is where all of the crafting hoards are. I've got my silhouette cutter. I've got felt and embroidery thread. I have got sewing patterns off the yin yang. We've got perler beads over there. We've got a crap ton of markers. You want to talk about hoarding. That side of the room is the hoarding side. It probably bothered me if I had planned on stopping anytime soon, but I'm not. So we will see you in a little bit. Well, you'll see me in this outfit eventually because now we get to do a new quilt block. So we will see you next time, friends, for who knows what at this rate. Bye.